Okay, so I have Python objects and I'm trying to convert them into a JSON format. Okay, so how are we going to do that? For example, Python, if you have dict, it will convert as a object. So let's differentiate all of them. So this is Python and this is JSON. So if you have dict, you can convert them into a object dictionaries. Okay. Okay, the other case, and if I have a list, it can convert into a array. I mean JSON array. And if you have a tuple, because not only list and tuple, both of them can convert into a JSON array, and string can convert into Java string type. And if int, float can convert into a JSON number. And for example, if in case if we have a boolean true and false, similarly it can convert into JSON true and false. So if it is none in Python, it will be null in JSON. Okay, so we can do all those operations with the help of dump. So the method name called dumps. So from JSON to Python, we are using loads method, but from JSON, Python object to JSON, we need to use dumps. Okay, let's try. Okay, let's comment all of them. Let's keep the JSON here. I'm going to comment all of them. Okay, let's start from here. So we imported the JSON in the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work with the dictionary now. So dictionary will convert into a JSON object. Let's do that. So we know how to get the dumps method, JSON dot dumps, and the input is dictionary here. We know how to define a dictionary. The open and close parenthesis and key and a value pair. So name John and age 30. So what we can do is we can print the data. Let's save it and right click and run. See, we got name. This is JSON format. So you, and if you're passing the data to, some people are expecting as a JSON format, you can use the dumps method to convert a Java, a Python object to a JSON. Okay, so in other case, mm, I have the list. So we know that the Python dictionary is converted into a JSON objects. Let's try with a list. Okay, so JSON dot dumps. So previously we used dictionary. Here I'm going to use list. It's a square brackets. We can provide some person names like John, Dennis, and let's print them, save it and right click and run it again. See the outcome, John, and then this is a JSON format. Okay, so what else we can do? Let's try all of them and we'll see. JSON dot dumps. So we tried dictionary and we tried a list. Let's try some string. Python. So Python, and I'm going to print this also. Just right click and then again. Just make sure. Okay. So what basically is doing here? So here dictionary converted into a JSON string, and here list converted into a JSON string, and here yeah JSON objects. I mean a Python object string will convert into a JSON string. Okay, let's try other data. I'm going to use let's try some numbers. 42 and some float values 42.45, and also we'll try true, false, and what will happen if it is none? In JSON it's null. Just save and just right click and then all of them once. See, null, false, true, 42.25, 42. See here, if you can see the difference here, it's null but here it is none, because when you convert the Python object into a JSON, it will be considered as a JSON object. I mean a JSON format, like none can be taken as a null and false can be false here. And if you see in Python, the false starts with a capital letter and true also starts with a capital letter, but here it is small letter. It is nothing but this is the JavaScript notation. Okay, so we are clear here. So we know how to use loads method, we know how to use dumps method, and why do we need to use dumps? I'm telling you again, when you're trying to convert JSON string to a Python object, you need to use loads method. The other way around, from Python objects to JSON, you need to use the dumps method. Okay, so I'm going to comment out all of them. So we are going to try with some complicated JSON now. So as I said earlier, I have some sample JSON here which contains a person information. So I'm going to keep it here. Okay, so this is my JSON. What I can do is I can keep the JSON data is in a variable person. Okay, so in person it's a Python object. See, there is no single quotes here. So it's a Python object. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to convert this into a JSON. JSON dot terms, and I'm passing the person. So what is happening? Why JSON is okay? Done. Just right click and run this once. See, you can see all the informations here. But if you see, it's a string, okay, but still the readability is not good. Okay, so Python will providing us with some other additional operations also. You can modify the response and you can use some intent. So whenever the JSON string is printed or the JSON data is it's formatting somewhere or we are sending it somewhere, we can format and we can send it to them. Okay, so like we can indent some spaces, or we can simply sort them and then send the response back to the client. So what I'm going to do is the outcome is not looks good for me, so I'm going to format it. So each and every element I'm trying to put some internet space. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, because the dumps method will take three parameters. The first one person, and second one you can use it for intent, and third one we'll see later. So intent. So we can give three, or yeah, let's give it four. So save and clear the console. Now run this and we'll see the outcome. See, now it looks better, right? Much better, right? So here, four intended space, and it will printing all the JSON data. So this looks far better. Okay, there will be another scenario. I um, I want to sort the values in my outcome. I want to sort the data and then send back to the client. So what you can do is, um, as I said earlier, it will the dumps method will accept the third parameter, which is nothing but there's something called sort keys is equal to true. By default, it's false. So let's give it true, or else what we can do is just it's how. Okay. So the first one is without sort, and the second one is with sort. Let me clear this console again and save it, and right click and run Python file again. Python. Okay, just right click and run. Okay, let's see the first one. This is the first response. Without sorting, the intended space out there. The second one is it's a bit hard to see, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some line differentiate here. So put some break over here and save it and right click and run it. Okay, let's see. The first one is without sorting. The second one is with sorting. See, the previously the first name is the first key and value. Here age and children, and the first name hobbies. So everything comes in an order. It is sorting based on the keys, not based on the values. Okay. So other scenario, in case I don't want to use the separators colon, and I don't want to use the commas here. I want to use something else. So what you can do is, there is a possibility. So let's put another break here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the same thing here. So instead of sort keys, I'm going to use something else. Mm, I think separator. Yeah, you can use separators, and separators it will accept two parameters. So which one? The first one is the separator dot, and what you need to replace. Let's run this and see the outcome. Let me clear this. It won't be clear. Okay. So let me run. Come on. Save it and right click and run. So let's go to the last one. If you see this, have you seen this separator? The colon becomes the equal, and the endpoint comma is replaced with the dot. So ultimately, the first parameter which you are giving as an input for the separator method, it will replace the end of the line. That means end of the first element, and the second parameter, which is nothing but the colon, the default colon, the separator between the key and the value. Okay, so the final dot is separator between two elements, and the colon is separator between the key and value. So the first one will replace the comma, and the second one is replace the colon. You can give it whatever you want. For example, you can give some symbols also. So I'm going to use at here, and I'm using some different kind of see that. See, let's run this. Just go down. See, the separator replaced with the mod symbol, and the end separator with replaced with the at symbol. Okay, so there are a lot of different ways or different types of data which is available in the JSON. The only thing which we need to do is try some different combination of data. Go to internet and search some of and get some sample JSON files and try it out here. Use dumps method and use loads method and how we are converting the data, and try to do all the operations. So once you have the hands-on experience, so we can work on the in-depth concepts on the JSON, because the whatever so far we covered, even though if it's advanced concept, it's an intermediate level only. There are lots to learn. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this chapter. Okay, let's meet each other in the next video. Thank you.